really interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, really interesting how he considered the fold so heavily because people just under bluff in these $400 tournaments. It's really, really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, what are his bluffs? You know, like if we really think about it, like sure, ace high, like ace high has some showdown value if you had ace five, and when he raises the turn with maybe some backdoor diamond draw or something like that, he actually gets called. And on this kind of board, like what hands do you have that you're folding?
And it's gonna have some misdraws and things too. So I think calling is the only option myself. Let's see if Boogaloo got away from it. Ooh, call is 6.
So this is close between call.
Really interesting. So call is 6, raise is 7,500 is 10 points. And I'm going to say he said that because this is a very bad player. And so he thinks the very bad player is going to stack off here with worse queens a lot. I'm going to guarantee that's what he's going to say. Very interesting, though. I thought call for sure was the right answer. I never am in this spot. I don't know. Interesting spot, too. I think this is a little bit of a lesson for everyone out there, too. A lot of times, the hands we want to float with, like this one, are better as raises. So this kind of falls in that category.
Yeah, and he was kind of an echo chamber for us there, saying, you know, we just get better hands to call and worse to fold.
Yep.
Like he's going to have some gut shots in his range. He's going to have spade draws. He's going to have king X. And we kind of know, I mean, we kind of identify kind of what cards are going to be bad for us on future streets, and we're aware how to proceed on those cards.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's a very good point, man. You right.
That was the best. You didn't say anything. You won. Just straight up.
You won. I'm just spewing.
All right, so ooh, look at this. You're not opening this. You just looked at this. You're not opening.
Button cut off, hijack, low jack, under the gun one. You are right.
Come on now. Okay. I am. So let's see if he.
He's got to open it, or there wouldn't be a hand.
It wouldn't
I'm
be a
already
quick.
down on points.
You're already down on points in real life. Now, obviously, you're gonna cheat, but
I'm gonna evolve.
you're gonna adapt, right?
All right, let's play it.
I'm going to cry if he says he's folding here. Like, if he's like, yeah, you should be folding this in this kind of tournament, and you were actually right. All right, cool.
Wah, wah.
Like a spot where we have
Ah!
standard.
Yes.
And the reason is because queen.
I just want to say for the record that this is the best 3-point score I've ever gotten in my life. Because the right answer was fold.
The right. But you heard what he said about the tables. This is a 3K.
Here comes the excuses. 10
The
points
excuses
fold.
to
It says
open
right
if your
here.
table is particularly tight and weak. Welcome to the $5 2K world. I mean, you know, the $11 10K. I'm opening this, yeah, for sure.
This is the best 3 points of my life.
Oh, that's hilarious. And everybody's 50.
Nailed it. What the hell kind of play is that from King Queen? Who does that?
What the hell? Yeah, so Mad Dog.
Jonathan Little's an absolute crusher, so it's nice to have him.
Yeah, I agree, and I
Just
always love
coaching.
playing right after sessions like this because I feel like my brain's warmed up. I'm thinking through things, and so it's a good way to start your session for sure.
Right. All right, guys, this is it.
What's up, Mike? You want to give a gist? He was saying Narco Cop was playing about D-pipping about 28% of hands. He had been very aggressive in this $10 buy-in, and here are the options to fold, to call, to raise to 1,200, raise to... What? Wait a minute, he made it 800, and my man's giving options to 12 and 1,400 after. So it's already getting kind of spicy. That's so nasty. To be on the site with these other crushers, you know, well-known poker public figures is pretty exciting, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I didn't mention that when I was kind of giving a little intro here too. You know, Assassinato, Matt Affleck, John Little, all coaches on the site, so very highly respectable, quality poker content.
Yep, Evan Jarvis as well. You know, remember Evan Jarvis, Matt Affleck, Assassinato, John Little.
Yeah, so I guess that just makes sense. He just have the ace of clubs in his hand. That's interesting, though. I
How
thought
many
that was
points you got?
interesting.
You didn't do that bad. 45.
I like how you just pat me on the back. You didn't do that bad. Well, yeah, good job, buddy. Like,
The back.
I remember I got the higher score in the first one. So, you know, we're 1 for 1, buddy.
I just want to know.
Calling, guys. Let's see if we're good.
Similar situation.
That's pre-flop? I think pre. All right, guys, we're checking, I guess. Oh, for fuck's sake.
One of the things I see people when it comes to poker is when people get to the turn, they have an
When you're facing a min raise or just a touch more than a min raise, and there's an ante in play, which is going to be the case in most tournaments, I think, going forward, you want to defend pretty wide. If your opponent's making a 2.
All right, cool. You're going 1,400.
I'm going 1,400, guys.
I'm gonna go call with the arm and just see what happens.
All right, and
I would fold in game though, for the record, in case that's the winning end.
You won. You win. I have to concede. You win.
14K.
14K, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Well, no, we cannot win. This is a pretty rough spot because
Damn it.
Mm-hmm. Where do you gonna get my chat? They like naughty things. They like just beer, alcohol, you know.
All right, let's do I can do a $10 ACR giveaway.
$10 ACR giveaway courtesy of my man Toe. For me beating that ass heads up in this. Sorry. No, I'm kidding. We'll do this. We'll have to do it at least once a week, man. And then, you know, we'll do it. We'll do it every week a couple times.
So it's a tie.
I guess we got to give out $10 to each other's communities. We'll just do our own $10 free roll for each. Or does that sound fair?
Yes. You know what this means.
You win. I give his chat $10. Take it.
So that's cool because we have 2 ties and then a win from you and a win from me. This is like the epic battle. It's perfect. It's great.
Yeah, we're even Stevens.
This is awesome.
Take it.
I love it.
You know,
Stop. We got a giveaway going. Let's run the giveaway for the $10 ACR winner. Closing the giveaway. Drawing the winner. My man Sebs are getting the $10 ACR giveaway for this one. We are live. What's up, guys? What's in the chat? JPG in the chat. Marlon in the chat. What's up, guys? Ready to do the study session stream. We got my man Crazysixes on the line already. We got quizzes loaded up. It's prime time, and we are ready to go. Looks like we got 11 people out there. Nice. Very nice. For those of you who don't know, study session stream we are doing right now. What's up, partner?
what's up, my dude? Can you hear me?
Hear you good?
Nice. I can hear you fine as well. Yeah, the replays. It sounds fine now, Casper. Fantastic, dude. Yeah, I'm sure I screwed something up there. How you doing, man? Good morning, everyone out there watching.
Hey, TJ in the house. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, close
TJ
this
with the
door.
resub. Thank you, my man. I appreciate you. All right, guys. How's your Saturday looking, Sixes? There's shit going on over there. Must be crazy.
All right, let's do this.
No problem, Marlon. No problem at all. Ready to go? Ready to get some quizzes on? I know you are a little short on time today, so let's just jump into this shit.
Yeah, another one, what I like here, I just seen on the site here, I like how they have the upcoming events.
You know what's so funny? I noticed that too.
Yeah, I think it's new, bro. I don't think they had this before, and I really like it. You can see all the webinars and stuff. And I'll tell you what, man, these webinars are sick, especially You got your man Jonathan Jaffe, and I know we both watched that Overbet. Some stuff he has coming out. He's awesome. He's a great teacher as well. So I'm excited to see this.
Yeah, he really opened my
level
eyes to that
coming
move, and I go to the well too much, admittedly. So I'm trying to tone it down. But yeah, and I have it up on screen right now. It's cool. Like I think it was last week, maybe it was the week before. I went to like 5 webinars in 1 week. Excuse me, it was crazy.
Yeah, it's just so much value, dude. And these guys are obviously world-class players, so it's nice to learn from them. And I think these are very valuable.
Absolutely.
I checked out a couple of them, but I don't get to 5 like you.
Yeah, I dove in because I had time, and they were at a good time of day. But you can see them in here. Like there's one on the 21st, which is in 2 days, and then there's one on the 23rd, which is 2 days after that. So.
Yep. And then they're all on the site as well. Like you can go back to the archives and check out all the old stuff. So just a wealth of information and stuff out there for you guys.
Yeah, it's great, and that's the free stuff.
Yeah, I mean you can get into those webinars for free.
Yep.
So
I went to 5 that week. I didn't pay for a single one. They were all the free ones.
Yeah, so sick, dude.
And I got to speak to Jonathan Little directly 3 times in a week. It was awesome.
Yeah, that's nice.
Can't beat that, man. Can't beat that.
Yep. All right, so quiz time. Did you have anything in mind? I know we were just talking about what do you want to do? I'm not sure. Every time I see a 10K on the site, that looks mighty attractive. I see a 10K buy.
The big boys.
The big boys with aces? Yeah, let's just do the 10K.
611?
WPT. 611, yeah. Like it caught my eye when I registered, got on the other day. I was like, ooh, I didn't do it just because we might save it for this. Yeah, saving it for this. So
nice.
Yeah, guys, we're gonna start with this 10K WPT. And let's do it.
Real quick, before we pick it off, we should probably be a little professional. For those of you guys just tuning in, this is the Pokercoaching.com study session stream. We do this every Saturday, me and Crazysixes together using the Pokercoaching.com content, which is what we're looking at right now. Exclamation point PC in my chat, exclamation point PC in Sixes chat to get links so you can get up and sign up. There are free options as well as paid options. The free options, you get 20 quizzes that I believe rotate out and some homeworks and these webinars. For the paid option, there's over 600 quizzes and piles of homeworks and webinars and content and charts and stuff. So go check that out. And that's just spiel. Ready to kick off the video?
Let's do it, buddy.
All right,
yep.
let's go.
Let's go.
Here we have Pocket Aces and a $10,000 buy-in World Poker Tour event. Under the gun. Should we call, raise to 600, raise to 900, or raise to 1,500?
All right, part
By the
one.
way,
Easy.
we have to notify Just GTO because there's a typo in this quiz. Do you see it?
There's a typo in this quiz. 153.
Raise to 600, raise to 900, raise to 15,000.
Raise to 15,000.
I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be 1,500.
Nah, 15,000 it is. Let's do it. Let's put in 15K. The live misclick. What if he just said like, "Oh, you want a live misclick here?" Accidentally throw in a bigger chips, and then somebody's gonna think you misclicked it. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
That is funny.
The live misclick. Yeah. So, what's up, Indecision? Study time. Good to see you, buddy. Spokal, how you doing? 15K every day. Nah, this is pretty simple. Online, as deep as this is, I think he may want to go just 3x. But it just depends if he's going to split his range or if he's been going 600 the entire time. Mm-hmm. But,
Yeah, I'm the same way. I would min-raise this personally, but I know that it's pretty common when we're super deep to go 2.5 to 3x. So I'd probably say 900 in this quiz as well. Plus early and all that stuff.
Yeah, and this is a 10K, much higher caliber players, and every single player at this table is over 100 bigs.
Yep.
And we might just want to, with our entire opening range in something like this, go 900. If there was a 750 option, I would obviously prefer that over maybe either one of these opens. Yeah.
Marlon wants to split the difference and bet 9,000.
Groot says embrace the typo and just rip the 15K.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. I think 900 is right.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be a mistake to go 600, and obviously we're not limping in here, so I'm gonna just say 900 and move it on. Let's see, fellas. We all say 900,
Let's go.
and let's do it.
This is a situation where you can kind of go either way between raising to 600, raising to 900. Typically, I'm just making a 3 big blind raise when playing deep stacked, and we are playing very deep stacked. I don't actually hate making it full 5 big blinds if that's like a normal raise at your table. Like, that does not look suspicious. But usually you're going to find that whenever you start making it 5 big blinds pre-flop, that does look quite suspicious, and that tips your opponent off to the strength of your hand, which you really don't want to do. So we're just going to make a standard 3 big blind raise. I'm also not limping, looking to limp re-raise. I think that's a particularly bad play, especially if your opponents are good thinking players. Because when you limp re-raise, I mean, that just screams strength. And if everybody limps, that's not particularly great for you. And if you decide to limp call, that's also not particularly great because you don't get a lot of money in the pot. So just play your hands normally. Don't get fancy. All right, so we raise under the gun. Folds are under the small blind, who 3-bets to 3,200. All right, back around to me. Should we call, re-raise to 6,800, re-raise to 9,200, or go all in?
All right, guys, what do you say? Get it out there in the chat. Are we calling and getting sneaky? Are we raising this? Are we stuffing it? What do you guys think?
All right. Sorry about that, guys. I was messing with the volume settings, but I did max it out, so hopefully it's better.
Yeah, part of the problem, I think, is because Skype call and the video are sharing the audio out for some reason. So it gets muffled because I'm on the call with you, I think. I don't know how we can get around that, but that's the
we'll have to figure it out one day, troubleshoot why it does that.
What are you doing here? We got Marlon in the chat. He's awake and ready to go. He says 9,200. Usually raise to 11,200, but here he's choosing 9,200.
I mean, yeah, we have a couple different options. Personally, when we're getting 3-bet from the small blind, it's generally a pretty strong range.
It's like the strongest under the gun versus small blind 3-bet is like the strongest ranges in the game, right?
Yeah. Personally, I wouldn't hate calling, but then we may lose his kings and queens. But those kings and queens and jacks and things like that do get enough textures where they just want to go with it. And when we come over the top here, literally, or go all in or make it 92, after when we 4-bet from under the gun from this, it just looks like aces, kings, and queens to me in this spot. It's going to look extremely strong when we decide to 4-bet this guy. So I would be okay with the call here. And then keeping our range wider, we're in position. He's going to bet a lot. And if he has kings and queens and hands like that, he's going to continue betting on a lot of textures anyway,
Yeah, I got a lot of 9,200s in my chat.
What do you guys think?
I think I'm raising this myself. I just, like I said, I think because we're raising under the gun and we're getting 3-bet by the small blind, and we have an unknown, we have no stats on this guy whatsoever, like, this should be a super strong range. And I hear Just GTO, it's a tragedy if he's got, he's not going to fold jacks to a 4-bet. He's not going to fold queens to a 4-bet. He's not going to fold ace king to a 4-bet, 6,800 just seems a little clicky. That actually seems more like aces to me than 9,200. So I think I'm going 9,200.
You're going 92? Yeah, let's already start the session off by mixing things up. I'm gonna call.
All right.
I'm
my chat going 9,200 as well. What did your chat say?
My chat has a 6K, a fold, another call. No, he's just trolling.
Got to balance your folding range.
Got to balance the folding range, right? No, I mean, yeah, it seems pretty mixed. I have a call, a 6K. I don't have a 9K in there, but people are just waking up, getting the sleep out of their eyes. So
wake up! It's study time.
It's study time, baby.
The sharks are studying. The fish are sleeping.
Yes, yes.
All right, let's go. You're gonna call him at 9,200. Good luck.
Let's do it.
We have a few viable options here. We can either call, which if we were a little bit shallower stacked, I think I would actually like. because then it'd be very easy to get stacks in post flop. When the opponent has 100 big blinds remaining, it's kind of difficult to get all of that in. So I'm usually going to err towards re-raising. And if you think about your under the gun range, if you are playing reasonably, you should have a lot of pretty great hands here. That said, if the opponent's 3-betting your under the gun raise, well, they should have something pretty good too, right? So if they have something pretty good, then what are we looking at realistically for value? It's like aces, kings, queens, ace, king. That's it. And if the opponent has one of those, they're just not going to fold. So I like re-raising. I think either 6,800 or 9,200 is fine. You really just don't want to let the opponent fold while still just getting money in the pot. So I like 6,800. If you just know your opponent has kings or queens or ace king and will never fold to any amount, feel free to shove. But I think in general you're going to find that either calling or re-raising small here is good. If the opponent's range is quite wide, like if they're bluffing a lot, you definitely want to call. But if the opponent's range is more reasonable, as it should be when you're opening under the gun, you should probably just go ahead and re-raise on the small side. You don't want to make it too big because then the opponent may start folding out queens or ace king, like if you make it 9,200. Not that 9,200 is huge or anything, but it certainly is bigger than 68. So you make it 68, opponent calls. And I would also do this here with maybe a bluff or two that's not quite good enough to call. Maybe like, I don't know, ace-10 suited. That's probably an okay hand to bluff with. Maybe like ace-jack offsuit. Something like that. Maybe ace-queen offsuit. It's one of those hands, somewhere in there. Just a solid blocker hand as a bluff. Opponent calls, flop comes 9-3-2. Opponent checks, as expected. Should we check, bet 5,500, bet 11,000, or go all in?
%, opening ace-10 suited under the gun.
Hmm.
Yeah. So how many points was the call by chance? Mine was
8.
7. Oh,
Mine
so
was 8.
You got 1 point on me. Yeah. You know what was funny? After I clicked it, I saw the answer was 10 points for the little min click thingy. I was thinking about how we were just studying cash games with GodsBigToe, and he was just talking about
2.2x.
Yeah, when we're 100 bigs deep, and this is
In
exactly
position.
the same thing.
It's the exact same concept, you know.
So I realized after I clicked it, I was like, oh shit, we were just talking about this. With Justin.
Right. Because we don't need to use a large sizing. We're in position with such a strong hand. We want to have it helps us have some bluffs in this spot as well. And when we go such a small, 4-bet size, if we think our opponents are crazy and we don't have to commit as much, and we get to play the hand in position. I know it's going to be different, and we're going to go bigger when we're out of position. But yeah, I really like the sizing there.
Yeah, it all makes sense. And yeah, I really like that he said he would do it with some bluffs and then name some bluffs so I could kind of get an idea of, where his bluffs are. And I thought it made a lot of sense.
Good morning, VIP. So in my chat, this drive bet 55, 55, 55, indecision says check. I would like a check if I had the ace of diamonds a little bit more. And we got to think in regards to the SPR is only 2. So, yeah, I mean, a check could work because we can just go big on turn and river, allow him to hit some, if he does have like king, queen suited or something like that, he can just pick up a pair. We can stack them on future streets.
I got a couple of 5,500s. Anybody else out there got any ideas? I got a couple of 5,500s and an all in.
SPR is 2. You can get it in no problem on later streets. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking as well in decision. Like, it's very easy here to check back. Our range is going to look a little bit weaker as well in some cases. Like maybe ace, king, ace, queen that wants to try to realize on turn and river in some cases. So, yeah, and he gets a chance to maybe turn his hand into a bluff or pick up worse equity hands that we can just go bet. So I really wouldn't hate a check here, to be honest with
we
the
have
SPR.
controversy in this hand already. I disagree in that. If this guy's got
If I had the
something
diamond,
like pocket 10s, pocket jacks, pocket queens, and a king comes on the turn, I'm going to kill
You just
myself
lose.
for not getting my
Yeah.
value.
no, I'm just making playing devil's
Or
advocate.
even better,
Honestly,
I bet small and he comes over the top. Fist pump,
yeah, it's
right?
kind of hard. Yeah, I mean, but he may just look down at jacks and say, this is as good as it gets and find, check raise, spaz off, or he's just always going to get it in when it comes to low cards. So we bet here, and then it's another low card, and he's just never folding jacks, queens.
And we also set up the jam on the turn,
like that.
for a lot of ways too, which is great.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like checking without the diamond. I don't think we need to slow play here, at least without the diamond. So I'm always going to bet small.
Problems with 11K, and I would bet 5,500. That being said, all in I think is a problem JPG because now we're just betting twice pot, and
I mean, we 4-bet
You condense
this,
his range,
and then
yeah.
twice pot jam on the flop. Now we can fold like everything. Like we want to keep this guy in on some.
Yep.
So that's too much. Marlon says 11K going super big, and then there's 3 5,500s. I would be 5,500 too. I think
Yeah, I'm
11K is
5,500
kind of
too.
similar, right? 11K is just too much. We start pricing things out. We want to keep things in.
So all your chat is split, huh? I mean, not
I
split,
mean, I got
but they like 55.
355s and all in and 11. So
So I got
55s.
one check, 55s, and yeah, just mostly 55. I was kind of on team check for a moment. Then I'm just more leaning towards a small bet.
Bet the nuts.
Yeah, bet the nuts, right? And this isn't like I keep saying, like maybe the ace of diamonds we can find because it's just more likely we can call any turn. But at the same time, it would be a tragedy for his tens, for a king or a queen or an ace to come on a turn, and then his tens just get shook, right? So yeah, I'm gonna go with the bet family. My man said I'd rather like a bet like quarter pot. 55 sets up a nice little turn jam, right? No, there's gonna be 11. Yeah. All right, let's do it. I'm betting 55, guys. Let's try it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be surprised if he checks.
Sorry, I was typing to someone in the chat. Yeah. Bet the squirrel, bet the nuts, bet the nuts, bet the nuts, bet the nuts, 55. Yep, let's go.
All right, we're doing it, guys. Let's try it.
This is a very nice spot just to make a small continuation bet with our whole range. If our whole range here is literally aces and then a few bluffs, a few small combinations of bluffs, then we can just bet small with our whole range and have no problems at all. You don't really want to bet bigger because as you start betting bigger, like 11,000 or especially all in, then the opponent's only going to call if they have like exactly pocket kings, right? But if they do have a hand like jacks or queens or even ace king, we definitely want to keep the opponent in the pot. So I like a small bet. You may say, aren't we worried about the flush draw? Well, not really, right? I mean, sure, the opponent could have ace king of diamonds or ace queen of diamonds or maybe ace jack of diamonds, but that's about it. So just a few combinations of those. The opponent could also have, obviously, ace king of clubs, which is drawing way more thin. The opponent could just have ace king offsuits, drawing dead. So I definitely like a small bet. Don't worry about the very few combinations of hands that beat you. So we do 5,500, opponent calls. Turns king of hearts. Opponent checks. Should we check, bet 5,500, bet 11,000, or go all in?
This gets weird. Hey, okay, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Welcome back. What y'all say here? We checking, we betting 5,500, 11K, we just jamming. What are you doing? So this gets a little interesting here. This is where things get.
Yeah.
Could go a little one way or a little the other.
I mean, he's got pot in there.
So for me, check never. So we can take that one out for me.
It feels like just this. This feels like.
I can see arguments for the other three options for sure.
So I got one check and shove. Casper says shove, and this says check, shove.
All in, jam, baby, weird line. He's got 22K behind, all in, 11K. Now we can bomb it. So I have some thoughts, but I want to let the chat roll in and kind of hear you first.
Yeah, I want to hear what you guys think.
I have some thoughts. Well. I have some thoughts about these three bet sizes that's going to eliminate for me one, maybe even two of them.
Yeah, I don't think
5.5 looking for the rip. If he has kings, he has kings. Yeah, if he's got kings, we're just going, bro.
Oh, who cares? Yeah, if he has kings, it's just bye-bye 10K. On to the next one, right?
We bombed his king to a small bet, says group.
I mean, it feels like just shipping it, a small bet.
I'm going to admit that in game, I bet you I would ship this a lot because of stack sizes. But for me, that was one of the bet sizes I was going to eliminate. Because my thought process was, if he's got some sort of underpair, if we jam here, we lose them. So now when we jam here, we're literally only getting called by ace king.
Literally, that's it.
Yeah. So that's why that's why all in was out for me as well. So now I'm left with 5,500 or 11K. Problem with 11K is that it's half a stack. So that one I'm kind of iffy on. I'm kind of leaning toward 5,500 for that reason. That's my logic.
Another small bet, like we still get one more street from a hand like queens or jacks potentially some percentage of the time. But our range here when we go 4-bet, C-bet, bet is just no matter what we do looks just infinitely strong.
Mhm.
I almost consider a check here and let him bomb rivers into us as a bluff occasionally. But at the same time, make it look like maybe we have ace queen suited or something like that, queens, jacks, and maybe he turns his hand into a bluff.
That's interesting.
Um,
So I was gonna say like I don't like to check here because I don't want to let straights and flushes get there. But
oh
what
God.
straights and flushes are in this with a 4-bet?
I mean, like he said, it's only a few combos. It's like
Is
ace
Queen Jack
king.
of Diamonds calling the 4-bet was a little bit of a click back. So is Queen Jack of Diamonds calling that bet?
I mean, yes, it's literally like 3 combos he's gonna have in this
Queen Jack
spot,
of
right?
Diamonds,
Like
Jack 10 of Diamonds,
what is like 4? If you're throwing in Jack 10, Queen Jack of Diamonds,
and
Ace
then
King of Diamonds,
King
and Ace
Queen
Queen
of
of Diamonds.
Well,
All
just
those
Ace King in
combos.
general, right? And then King Queen of Diamonds.
Right. So there's not many value combos we can get called off by here by just jamming. So I'm okay with a small bet or a check. So we got shove, shove, shove. Everybody's shoving in my
Booker
chat.
says, go all in best option. If we bet any smaller, we're only going to raise river and do the same value. Better not slow play to the river. Yeah, I don't think we're slow playing, though. We're betting small because this is a 4-bet pot. Okay, I don't know if you saw the beginning or not. Maybe you did. But in a 4-bet pot, when we 4-bet, C-bet, like, if we jam here, again, like, only thing calling is ace-king. It's literally only hand. Balance folding range? Ooh, oh, man.
Yeah, I do think as
We already
well, like
said
somebody makes a good point. Aren't those middling suited connector hands more flats? Like, for instance, like Jack 10 of diamonds or something like that. I really don't think he's getting nasty and 3-betting our open, under the gun open there. I mean,
I actually
maybe.
do agree. I would flat all those hands from the small blind.
Yeah, and Queen Jack. So it's like leaving 2 realistic combos.
The problem is
with
if that's
Ace
the case,
Queen.
we just removed all of his continuing hands except for ace king again. If he's not calling with all those, if he's not 3-betting those diamond hands and calling the 4-bet, and those hands aren't in his range, then again, literally the only thing we're getting called by is set of 9s and ace king. Right?
Yeah, this is interesting with the SPR. It feels like just natural, little easy in game. A lot of people are just probably jamming.
In game,
Autopilot
I'm
just
probably
jam.
jamming. I'm not convinced that's right. I want to say 5,500. I'm kind of leaning toward 5,500 myself.
So you're going 55. What are we doing, chat? I'm leaning on you, all the legends out there.
Gooch says betting 5.5 is the same as checking in some ways, except we get some value, which is better. Right?
Yeah, I mean, we still can maybe potentially still get called by 10s, jacks,
How many
queens.
big blinds is left on the
So
stack?
Casper's waiting. He can't wait. So Casper's Drenning says 55, but also would probably call a bet, so cancel that. I'm jamming, just in the hand now. I'm thinking a small bet may be best. So everybody's on small bet in my
Someone
channel
said
now.
just end the hand now, but we have aces. Why do we want to just end the hand now?
Yeah. No, yeah, we want more value for sure. Like I want his entire stack here.
I'm ready to see this hand for one more street. I'm not ready to go home now.
What's up, Michael? Michael Max says, Shove, how you doing, buddy? Good morning.
All right, so let me count here. I got one 5.5.
Yeah.
I got one all in.
We might have the king in hay.
111K. I'm pretty mixed.
Yeah, we got jams and 55
We
here.
knew this is where it was going to get sticky.
Sheesh. Why am I'm the only idiot thinking check. All right.
I can see the man check and hope he jams river. I mean, I could see that merit too.
I'd be checking. I'm checking. I don't know. Most of my chat. I would be checking here. Final answer for me. Be prepared to be wrong. Yeah, this is why we're studying. I can't wait to hear his explanation here. Let's move on. I can't wait to hear what he has to say about this.
I see 55's coming in. All right, so we're going 55. You're going to check?
Woo. Yeah, I'm checking.
Woo. All right. I hope I get you
All
because right now you're ahead of me by 1 point. So I need this one. Hold on. Let me get the magic fingers for the toe equity. All right, I'm clicking. Let's go.
All right, we're doing it.
So if you think about the opponent's range, the king actually isn't so good for us because if he has kings, we now lose. However, if you do think the opponent has ace-king in their range, because they may call a small flop bet with ace-king, that means there's well, think about it, right? Two aces and 3 kings left, so 6 combinations of ace king, whereas there's only 3 combinations of kings. Maybe the opponent could have 9s, I guess. So if you think about that range right there, we're like breaking even. There's 6 kings and 9s, and there's 6 ace kings, so that's fine. And then we just beat everything else, right? So in this scenario, I think we need to go ahead and bet small again. We really want to keep the opponent in with under pairs. Notice under pairs are just drawing very, very thin. Opponent could also just have ace queen, may decide to float a 5,500 bet again. I don't think it'd be a good play, but the opponent may do that. The opponent could also just have a hand like king queen that may fold to a big bet, but we'll call a small bet. Given the opponent does have less than pot size bet remaining, I don't mind an all-in bet, but I think right here it just makes sense to go ahead and bet tiny again. If we do bet tiny and get raised, it is miserable, but I don't think we can fold because, like I said, there's 6 ace king, 6 kings, 3 kings, 3 9s, and then some random bluffs, especially flush draw bluffs, like say as ace queen of diamonds, you may check shove, or queen jack of diamonds, you may check shove. Again, it's kind of hard to know what the opponent's pre-flop 3-betting range is, because maybe he has more diamonds than I think, or maybe not. I don't know. Either way, I think our hand's just too good, especially when we don't block the ace of diamonds. If we had ace of diamonds here and bet the turn and got raised, it'd actually be way dicier, because then we block all the obvious bluffs. That said, the opponent still could just have like queen jack or something like that of diamonds, and so I'm still probably just calling it off. Anyway, I like a small bet. I think 5,500 is pretty good. If you can just look and tell your opponent loves their hand, you certainly could check, but I think this is a spot where we can just go ahead and keep betting small. We do bet 5,500, opponent calls. River's jack of diamonds and the opponent checks. Should we check? Bet 5,500.
Thank you for that follow, Jayward.
Or go all in.
Booyah! We don't die, we multiply. Group checking, but he's a nit bitch.
You there?
Group's checking, but he's a nit bitch. Sorry,
Can you hear me?
I was just saying off.
Dang, I came in at a good time.
What did he say?
Nice. I like your analysis there, so I think you did a great job pointing out with this why the small bet you thought it was better. I agree. I think it was good. Good job, man.
Yeah, got one there. But this gets weird again. It's funny how a hand could go so weird with pocket aces. This is like the story of my life right now. By the way, league of aces and shit gets weird.
What's up, BIP? I don't know, buddy. It was a small night. I didn't play a lot last night. So because you think you can have KK on 9-2-3 board, you bet small. No, we bet small to keep in more of his range. Like when we bet big, we start condensing. We're just using a small bet because we can still get value from a lot of King X and some occasional spaz outs, as well as allowing underpair to still continue getting a good price and getting another street of value. That's kind of why I think he wanted to bet small there.
I got a couple of checks and a 5.5 for Value Town. Manis flush would have raised at some point, so if we can kind of eliminate that, so we lose to King Jack, King 9, and Jack 9. I don't
think a flush draw would not be bad.
And so 4-bet pot. I don't think the flush draw is just going to go nuts on a flop because this is a 4-bet pot. They're like, oh shit, this guy's got a lot of overbear. You know,
correct. It's not like they see a flush draw and then just check jam it and go with it in the 10K. This is the 10K buy-in as well, guys.
What are you doing here, Sixes? I feel like I'm checking because I kind of agree. If I bet here and get jammed on, woo!
You don't. There is no bet other than shove. There's only shoving. I mean, you bet 55 and for what? Like I'm only going all in with this SPR. It's literally 40% of 0.4 or 0.5 SPR or something. Like I'm only jamming. And I'm not bet folding.
Or just jamming, period. That's your answer.
Oh, I mean, if I'm betting, I'm jamming. I'm not. If I'm betting 5,500, it's to bet call. Like I'm not betting 11,000 doesn't make sense, so we can get rid of that.
Agreed.
Let's see what these guys in chat think.
5,500 and then calling the jam. Like I just wonder what the hell. Like you better pray for ace king. Everything got there. Yeet.
Flush, Queen 10, King Jack, all could call the
set
turn.
9, set of kings.
55.
Actually, set of kings and set of 9s probably raises the turn. I would imagine.
Yeah, getting this SPR when we bet there. I kind of think they would probably check rip a set as well on the turn when we four bet and then go bet. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. I really
Hoka says bet for value. If we shove, we're only getting called with trips or something, or straight, or flush.
if you bet,
Yeah.
what do you?
So I mean, so you're saying 5,500? Okay.
Somebody's betting 5,500. No, I mean for me, I'm only jamming or full. I mean jamming or checking.
For me,
Jam
I
or
can
check.
half see the argument 5,500. I hate getting jammed on, so I'm checking. That's me.
Ooh-wee.
Because Hoka
Check
says good value
100% of
town,
my
but my question is
eyes.
value from what? 4-bet, C-bet, turn bet, value from, again, literally only ace king.
Yeah, there's
That's
only
the only
like
hand.
king, ace king, and king queen are the only two real value targets that we have,
King queen
and
should
then
probably
everything
fold too if
else.
we bet almost anything.
Yeah, if we shove, king queen is dead. One
Smack
pair
fold.
is just dead, and then there's only a few combos of ace king. This could honestly be a check back, dude.
And if we bet 5,500, king queen, I don't know if they call or not, but they should shit themselves. King queen is in terrible shape right now, especially because well, I mean, I guess you do block the straight, but still, Jesus.
Oh man, a lot of people are saying people seem pretty conflicted. This is a good discussion. I'm checking because he got there all pissed, and then he can't. If you are confident you beat him, shove it. But I think we check here. It's a check. Check it. Jack of diamonds is the worst. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of checks, bro.
I'm
What's your
checking.
check?
I just asked Hoka a question, so I'm kind of waiting before I answer. He says bet 5 is nice, and then I asked if you're betting and then folding. JPG's not scared. He's jamming. The question is getting called by what? JPG? Nothing. Don't be scared. Levy King
Don't
is a
be
huge
scared.
stack round credit fight. Yes, I agree, Hoka.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm a little greedy in these spots
My
sometimes, but
buddy
I think
TJ is
they're the
adamantly
value
saying it's a
ranges.
check. It's a check. It's a check. I agree, TJ.
All right. What if we just check? Yeah, I think it's a check as well.
Hoka says
Like when
bet
the
5
diamonds
and
get there.
folded a jam. That's interesting.
I am not betting. Dude, think about what's going to be. Think about the odds. Like we bet 55. There's going to be 11 more in there. And we're going to be getting like
It's
4
roughly
or 5 to
4
1.
gajillion to 1.
There's no way. I'm just going to be so pissed at myself for betting small and get that price. I'm going to probably steam call like in the moment. Like, what the fuck did I do to
Well, since we have the
myself?
same hand with ace diamonds, the other thing is I think it's that hand.
I'm calling a clock.
Cock! All right, check.
Clock. Eek, I feel you, bro. All right, I'm checking. We're gonna learn from this. This is gonna be interesting. So let's hear what Jonathan has to say. If anything, guys, this should be
This is not the
good.
worst
Let's
part of the
listen.
deck. I suppose a queen of diamonds would be bad as well. Mainly because if the opponent does have pocket queens, they're not going to call a river bet. If they have ace queen, they're not going to call a river bet. If they had ace jack, it was probably only ace jack of diamonds, which is not possible. If they had a flush, we lose. If they have ace king, they may fold, fearing exactly aces, pocket kings, pocket jacks, or a flush. So I think if we bet this river, especially if we go big, like all in, I mean, look, I realize all in's only half pot, but if we do go all in, I think the opponent should fold out ace king here. So if they should fold out ace king, what are they going to call us with, right? They're calling exactly aces or better, which is awful for me. Especially in a tournament where there's value in just preserving your stack and not making thin value bets. I think we definitely want to check here. If we are going to bet, I guess a small bet's ideal because I think, like I said, if we jam, our opponent may start folding out some ace kings, which would be a disaster. So, yeah. If I'm trying to think if there's like any world we could bet on a flush card river in general. I mean, the king and the queen are especially. I'm sorry, the queen and the jack of diamonds are especially bad because the opponent could have queens or jacks. So we lose to additional combinations. If the river was like a 6 of diamonds, I think it may be okay to go for value. That said, we still probably should just check. Man, I'm not putting sentences together very well, am I? We should probably just check if the river is any diamond. If it's a king, if it's a queen, a queen, or a jack, we should probably also check. But every other card, I think we can go for a value bet. So anyway, check this time. And the opponent shows up with 2 jacks. Brutal. That said, clearly, if we bet river here for any size, he's just not going to fold and we would have lost our stack. So, well, lost we would have doubled him up. So it's always nice to conserve chips in these spots and recognize when the river card is just not good for our hand at all.
There's no way.
Holy
shit! I got something
I was
muted.
waiting this whole time. This
I'm
is
back.
exactly what happens every time I have aces in the last 3 months. This is my hand history.
Hey, get your
I
bad
was
beat stories
waiting
out of here.
quiet,
No, I'm kidding.
patiently to blow up. This is exactly my last 3.
I like this. I just, he even mentioned maybe betting small. I would hate betting small here under this circumstances. I would hate a 5,500 bet. So, I mean, he just wants to think. He even said he thinks there's nothing that's going to call us when we shove river other than hands that beat us. There's not many worse value hands. Maybe you might get a spaz out call from ace king if some guys tilt it, but that's about it, man.
Let's see.
Like, they're just
A bunch of frosties. Told you jam turn. See, this is some. I got something to say about that. JPG says if you jam turn, he's folding jacks. Did we check turn? No, we bet small. So here's my argument. We never want jacks to fold. Ever.
We don't want jacks. We want value from this hand
jacks.
for sure.
That's 2 outs times 4. He's an 8% chance to hit that jack. We were going to win this pot 92% of the time.
Yep.
Bet it, 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 bet it.
Yeah, so his turn bet is actually perfect if we can get called by hands like this. We can't be results oriented because he got there, because 92% of the time we pick up 5,500 more chips. In the long run, that's going to be huge. So,
and honestly, I think his call on the turn was a huge mistake.
It's a little sus, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a 4-bet pot. We bet flop and bet turn.
Bet it.
That's never queens, right? That's never tens.
Right.
Is it tens? You turn tens?
No, maybe a small bet on the turn, and then we're always checking back river with tens. We bet small on turn, check back
maybe tens.
River with tens, so it's possible, yeah.
And then nines hit a set, and there's nothing else really.
That was a good quiz. I think that was very good.
Everyone's curious. How many points did you end up with that one? Because I know you upped me on one, and then I upped you on one.
Oh, you won. I only had the one decision I decided to check was worth a 5. So you won by 2 points, I believe. You have a 45, correct?
47. The check got you.
Yeah, the check got me. It's okay.
Yeah, no worries.
We got more though. Let's do another one. Good job, guys. I think that was good.
That was a really interesting game.
I agree. So let's see what else we got cooking. You want to pick one? I picked that one.
That was a good one.
He's got more from that 10K in there.
Let's do the 10K. I know you like those.
I know. Let's see. Oh, it's King 10 of Hearts, 615. Is that what you're thinking?
Yep.
All right, we're gonna do another one.
And then we'll jump from here to Assassinato and just mix it all up.
Right. Whoops. Oh.
Ready?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
Here we have King 10 of Hearts on the button in a $10,000 buy-in World Poker Tour event. Everyone folds to me. Should we fold, call, raise to 1,000, or raise to 1,200?
Short and easy.
I got to get back to chat anyway. All right, you there?
I'm here. Yeah. I mean, this is all the same spot, right? I mean, we're still 100 bigs deep. I would go like 800, 1,000, but I could see 1,200. I think 1,000 and 1,200 is like super close.
I mean, the point is, it's very close, right? So we got all 1Ks in my chat. Let me go back. So Michael says when I'm winning 90% on the turn and lose on the river, that means my play would work in the long run? I don't think I get it. It might work in the long run. We might just be costing ourselves value by making bad bet sizes and making him fold worse hands. We want those jacks to call that turn in that last spot for sure. Every time.
Matt says probably raising first from the button is bigger. I think he does usually. Hook is 1.2. I got 1.2.
It's 1K for me.
Ginger's a 1K. Hey, what's up, Ginger? Gotta leave a bit. Good luck. Hey, see you later, TJ. I would say 1K.
Yeah. Good morning, Ginger. What's up, guys in Coach Chat?
Hey, what's up,
1K here. as well for me.
Cool. 1K it is.
1K it is, guys.
This is the easy part. Let's see where it goes from here.
This is easy. Yeah, I know it's gonna get crazy. All right, let's do it.
I think either play between 1,000 and 1,200 is perfectly fine. As we start to dip a little bit below 100 big blinds, I'm a little bit more inclined just to raise a little bit less, but whatever, it doesn't really matter. We're definitely going to play the hand, though, and we want to raise. You could justify having a limping strategy on the button if you thought you'd get 3-bet a ton, but even then, if we raise and get 3-bet a lot, a king 10 suited is still just fine. It's a hand that flops well enough. We can defend pretty easily. Well, we do get raised. So we made it 1,000. Opponent made it 3,400, which is, it may seem a little bit big, but actually it's kind of standard. You're going to find that most people, when they are playing deep stack, they're going to 3-bet to about 3.5 to 4 times the initial raise. So this is not absurdly big. So should we fold, call, re-raise to 9,000, or go all in?
All right.
Cool.
All in.
Let's see. I'm a believer in SPR 2.1. Usually people that does 2.1 usually struggle come late game, and it's only made the money SPR 2.1. Actually, I disagree, Hook. I think if you're going to go bigger when you're super deep, that makes sense. But as you get shallower, you should absolutely get down to a min raise at some point. Because your chips will work more, and you'll be surprised how many folds you get. Plus, it's a more portion of your stack, so you have more wiggle room to make moves. Yeah. Cyrus is calling all day. Red's calling. Matt's calling. JPG's going all in. He just not scared at all.
So I got a bunch of calls here.
Sexy
One
format.
fold. Somebody's saying fold. I see one fold out there, and the rest are pills in my chat.
I can half see the argument for 4-bet fold. I in game would be calling this 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to use this as a 4-bet fold here. This has a lot of equity. We get to play it in position. It plays super well. And, these guys can have pretty polarized 3-betting ranges where he's going to use some of the bottom of his range. And, of course, he's going to use the strong linear part of his range. So, yeah, I think this is just going to play well enough to just call. And I don't know if I want to re-raise here and then fold when he comes over the top with the hand this strong. Maybe with something like King 10 off, something I don't mind as much, But yeah, I think King Jack is going to be a pill for me in this spot as well. What's up, Robin?
The whole army says call.
Yeah, the whole toe army says call. Yeah, the Sixes army is calling as well. So
it's going to be the Sixes squad. The Sixes
squad.
We need something that flows.
I know, yeah. I don't know. I haven't thought about it. We're just a bunch of D-gens anyway over here.
The Sixes crew. Cool. Colin?
Yes, sir. Let's do it. We're calling, boys.
I think this is a situation where people tend to fold a little bit too much, especially with the suited hands. The suited hands, especially the big cards, the suited connectors, etc., are all great to call and see a flop. If we had like King 7 suited, we would just fold, but King 10 suited is good enough to defend. Same thing for even stuff like 8-7 suited, etc. If we had a junkier hand, like I suppose 9-6 suited, we would fold. But if the opponent 3-bet smaller, we would be defending very, very wide with all the suited hands. If this was King 10 offsuit, I think we should fold or 4-bet as a bluff. But suited hands flop well enough, and we're in position, so we're going to realize our equity pretty well. I do not think we need to re-raise. Like I said, the hand flops well enough, and I'm definitely not jamming because we don't necessarily have too many chips to jam, but it would be a very, very big jam and completely unnecessary. Flop comes King 7-2, 2 diamonds. Opponent bets.
We raising, we calling, what we doing?
Should we fold, call, raise to 8,000, or go all in?
Maybe mistake for that follow. Shit kicker says, Matt, we are checking back. What y'all think?
All right. So, yeah, I mean, we should just call there. And the thing is, guys, don't be scared to, voice your opinion. It's okay to be wrong. This is all for fun. We all get to see. We've all been wrong a lot when we've done these quizzes. And we just learned something here. We're all just trying to get better and learn from one of the best in the world, Jonathan. So it's pretty cool.
I think I've gotten one perfect quiz ever, and we've probably taken 40 of them. One perfect.
I know, it's hard. Yeah, man. I rarely get perfect ones as well. It's tough, man.
Yeah.
So it's okay to be wrong. We're just here to learn from
It's
it.
actually good to be wrong because then you learn to get better, right? Or it's even good to be
Precisely.
good. It's good to be right too because then you just reinforce what you're doing. It works both ways. Like there's no judgment here.
Yeah, there's no judging. Nobody here is judging anybody. We're all just, and then we get to learn and hear explanations from other players in chat, myself, Toe. So this is cool. I love doing this.
And it's
That's
cool
why-
too because you get to hear what the poker public is doing in these spots. You kind of get an
Yeah.
idea of what like the status quo is in a lot of times.
Right. All right. So in
I
my
got a
chat,
bunch
we're
of
getting-
calls. Hook says raise 8K because board is wet with a flush draw. Yes, there's a flush draw out there, but not ours.
All right, so here I don't think there's any point in raising. When we raise, we just condense his range to having hands better than ours. So it's one of those situations. We talk about this a lot when we're studying. What happens when we raise here? We get better to call and worse to fold.
Yep. Except
That's
for the
it.
flush
I mean-
draw. And we're not doing great against the flush draw.
Yeah.
So we want a pocket draw. I agree. 100%. Call. Too strong to fold, and I think we have to call. 47% looks like stabbish. If we're raising a call, do we narrow his range to sets and flush draws and better? Yes. But then we don't know like where we are. Like we don't want to value time ourselves. Raise AK, board wet, flush draw. We want to make him pay to see streets. If we turn his wet, probably give him a hand. He might have aces. He's got a ton of better kings. Is the problem. And if he doesn't have a better king, then we're just going to raise and get full. We're not getting called by worse. So one thing you have to ask yourself, Hook, is if you're betting, are you betting as a bluff or are you betting for value? Here I assume you're betting for value. If you're betting for value, what's worse it's going to call? And there literally is only flush draws. It doesn't have that many of them.
Yeah. I think we just call here, and it's nice because our range is going to be slightly under repped. We can call here with a lot of different hands. We're in position. He continues bluffing with worse, and we don't, start bloating this pot when he can have better hands in his 3-bet range, which he certainly will. So we just play this in position as a call.
Definitely.
Slim Fit says, I'd raise here. Honestly, I don't think the hand is super strong, but maybe go 7,400. And then if he comes over the top. So we're almost turning King 10 into a bluff since he's going to fold out all the worst under pairs.
I think you kind of nailed it too. If you're raising here, you are turning King 10 into a bluff because if he jams, you have to fold.
Yeah.
And do we really want to turn top pair into a bluff?
Yep. Hey, good morning, Bennett. Yeah, I know it sounds terrible. Yeah, I mean, I feel sick to my stomach to just raise here, but I think it's just a simple standard call for me at least.
Me too.
But let's see
Most of the
what happens. Are you ready?
Yep.
Well, top pair is great. Obviously, we could lose to ace king, ace queen. I'm sorry, ace king, king queen, and king jack. Also, maybe pocket sevens if he has it. Clearly, pocket kings, pocket aces. So we do lose to a decent amount of hands here. We have a very, very clear marginal made hand. If we raise this flop, I think a lot of people are going to perhaps overfold a little bit. Like if the opponent does have something like pocket jacks and we raise, they may even fold, which I don't think would actually be all that insane, given most people just don't raise the flop here very often unless they have a really good made hand or a draw. The interesting part about this is that there aren't very many really good made hands, right? So if I am raising here, it's going to be very draw heavy. That said, I'm just not raising here. I'm going to call all my flush draws because we're getting great odds, right? If I did have a hand like 9-8 of clubs, maybe put in a raise with the junky hands like 9-8 of clubs or ace 10 of clubs, stuff like that. And then also raise pocket sevens and pocket twos. But really, there aren't a whole lot of hands I'm raising with in general. You don't want to raise with flush draws here, the diamond draws, because if you raise and get jammed on, it's miserable. And whenever you're getting a pretty good immediate price, as we are here, notice we are getting almost break-even odds, plus we have lots of implied odds, you don't want to screw that up by raising. So opponent bets 3,500. We are just going to call. If you know your opponent's like an extreme calling station, sure, you can raise. Turns a king, which is great. Opponent now bets 5,000. Should we fold, call, raise to 12,600, or go all in?
Interesting card. And he still bets, which is also interesting. What are you guys
Very
doing?
interesting. All right. That was good. He nailed it with his reasoning why we should just be calling King 10 here. By raising, we're going to make some worse hands fold that would be c-betting and might turn their hand into a bluff on future streets.
Like
Plus,
jacks here.
Yeah, like jacks or something like that. And then, if he comes over the top, it's just miserable because this is a marginal made hand that we get to play in position, getting a great price. So we certainly don't want to raise his C bet there. So I think
And
it's
he even
good.
said flatting flushes here is good too. Flush draws here is good too. And I think if we have
It's
like 20 or
agreed.
30 bigs and we want to go with that, that's a different story. When we're 70 bigs deep, we really don't want to push 70 bigs.
I think even in position, if we had flopped a flush draw when he three bets, I still think we'd be calling in position because it's the same thing applies. We get to realize, for his for just that bet and then see potentially two streets. We get to play it in position. I wouldn't want to even turn the flush draw probably into a jam or anything because we get snapped off by top pairs or over pairs and just no need.
Yeah. I got a bunch of calls. Hooka says raise 12K. We're raising 12K for value, Hooka, to get called by what that's worse. I'm going to keep asking you that question, my man. Mark A. Tech, thank you for the follow.
Yeah, think about it. When we raise here after calling and then he's still, we should just be, I think it's a call again. I don't know what you guys doing. So our options are go all in, 12K call, and folding is not an option. So Money Mike, good morning, man. He says definitely a call. Eek the cat says call. I missed what the options are here. I'm sorry. Here's
So
the
Hooka
options,
says getting value
guys.
from aces and flush draws, and I would say that flush draws should
Call
fold
again,
here
call.
100% for 100 bigs
Call,
deep.
call.
And aces, it's just too small of a range. Absolutely. And he still has better kings.
Still has
I'm
better
not
kings.
too scared
in
of a
his
worse
range.
king, of worse kings, you know what I mean? Or better kings, but it's still out there.
Yeah, it's still a possibility. And, we're picking up another street of value from his underpair. Sometimes, we can get it. He might even block bet something like queens again on the river or something. Or he might even block bet aces or something like that. So we get three streets of value in some cases. And if we jam here, he can just snap us off with better in some cases. So personally, I think it's a call. Call and let him hang himself.
Most people say call.
Most people say call in mine. He's probably got ace jack of diamonds. That's cool because he's behind if he has that. And let me see.
Hooka says
all right,
nuts here. I don't think it's close. All right, let's go. Let's see what happens.
Let's do it, baby. I'm calling. Okay.
Well, we're definitely not folding now. Every once in a while, people ask me in spots like this, oh, should we be making big folds? Because we lose to ace, king, and king, queen, and king, jack, and the opponent could certainly have all those. Well, that's true. You got to realize we block those pretty hard with our king. So this is a spot where the opponent very easily could be value betting worse, like pocket jacks. Opponent could be betting with a flush draw. Opponent could just be stone bluffing with air. So we're not folding, ever. So we're going to call. If we do raise here, we again want to ask, if we raise and get called, are we happy? And I think the answer to that's still just no, because clearly the better kings are never folding, and there probably aren't a whole lot of worse kings in the opponent's range. So let's just call. You may think, should we jam to try to price out flush draws? And I think the answer is generally no. If the opponent is a good player, as they are in $10,000 buy-in tournaments, they're going to bluff with some of their diamond draws on the river when they miss. So we're not so concerned with pricing those out because those are going to feel very inclined to bluff the river. All right, river's a queen, and now the opponent checks. Should we check? Bet 6,500.
Y'all doing?
Bet 13,000, or go all in?
$24K out there, 23 in stack.
All right. Interesting here.
Yeah, buddy.
You already know what you're doing. Let's let the chat. Let's see what the chat says. I want to see what all these guys
I have to know what I'm doing, but I'm a little conflicted too.
Same here. I'm conflicted as well. So we got 6,500. We got a 13K, 60 clear value bet. It's clear value. I agree. We're not checking. So we got a bunch of 6,500s. Michael says check. Don't want him to check raise. Interesting.
I got a couple checks in my chat, and then a 13K and a 6.5.
Yeah, Thaddeus says 65 looks like a weak value bet, which is good for us. Good morning, man. Thanks for that input. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. A small bet may just look like we want value with the king or something like that. It's interesting because part of me wants to jam and make it look like a missed flush draw and really polarize our range and get called by Maybe he has aces. Maybe he has ace queen. Maybe Jacks finds a hero call. He doesn't really have a lot of worse kings, and I think all those kings would continue betting on this river. I don't see why one would check.
To try and get a flush draw to bluff.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible, absolutely. So yeah, this is very interesting. We can bet small, and then if he does check jam, if he's
We
good
only
enough
lose
to
to ace king and king queen, and we block the shit out of those.
yeah.
My
Unless
question
he's-
is if we jam, is Jacks still calling? And my other problem is we have a perfect 10, both of us right now, and I'm so scared to fuck this up on the river.
No, we both have perfect tens.
We
This is
just
so
talked
tough.
about this. This could be the one. The pressure.
Oh man.
So I mean, I can't not bet. I can't.
Yeah, so my chat is heavily weighted towards 65, and people are making some very interesting.
Do I want to bet 13K and leave 10 behind? Like that just seems so.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going 13K. It's either I'm going to bet small to try to induce calls from like all of his queen X. I think we do get called more when we go small. It could just look like a stab with the missed draw as well, and he might feel compelled to call with hands like, even something as weak as like pocket nines, pocket jacks, all of his queen X may find a call. Whereas when we go all in, we're really just hoping like jacks, all of his ace queen, and then maybe aces or something like that would call because we're really polarizing
Would we ever
range.
bet 6,500 as a bluff?
No, but I mean,
Because that looks like the value trying to get value from the underpair type of thing. Doesn't look like a bluff. Marlon says, why do we need to check? Because when he checks river, he's got, now we're pretty damn sure he doesn't have a king. King, queen, we should bet with the full house because he wants to get other kings to call. King, jack, we split with, and ace, king has his beat. And probably bets again. Maybe that one might check. But like, we have the nuts here for sure. How do we ever fold? We never fold.
We're never. I'm always betting something here. In this case, when he took this line,
again, like you, I kind of want to jam.
I kind of want to jam so fucking bad.
To make it look bluffy.
Because we have all the flush draws. I mean, he gave us a price with flush draws and things like that. And they missed, and we would need to turn some hands into a bluff here.
Mark says 100% jam.
They might check bottom
it's
set.
possible he's laying a big trap, but we can't fear the Reaper. We have 3 kings and you check the river.
Oh yeah, I mean, monsters under the bed syndrome going on around these parts a little bit. Monsters under the bed. I'm hearing people think he's checking sevens.
Jam, I agree.
I mean, when he calls twice, I just feel like he's going to be betting all his strong hands. When he check raise, we call it check raise. We call it C bet. We call it turn bet. Why stop betting?
If he's got ace, king, or king, queen, we just good night. Jonathan Little's bankroll.
At this point,
he's bankrolled for this.
He's rolled for this. Ship it. Oh boy, I don't want to fuck this perfect score up. Sheesh, I'm shoving. I'm shoving.
I'm shoving too.
Yeah, I think with the pot behind, with the chance that he can have some queen X, aces, jacks might even find a hero call, I would suspect him to bet all his king X on these runouts. We can't just make people for traps on its lines, so I'm just going to shove.
You bet he jams, you fold, go to the next tourney. I mean, we can't. I mean, if we bet he jams, that's wicked. I mean, I do agree, like, what is that?
I'm shook, yeah, like, holy shit. Eek the set cat saying check. How many people in your chat are saying check, bro?
I got 100% jam, 2 jams, 1,6,500.
This is tough.
I got 2 jams and 1,6,500, and then a bunch of debate going on about how tough this hand is.
Yeah, we got a debate. So Bennett says the thing, even though there's not many bluffs, when you bet 6,500, there is a lot of thin value you can be going for. So the price is getting to call. He's going to call with a lot of marginal made hands.
Marlon chats. Ginger says almost cured from the monster under the bed, and I think that's because she's becoming a monster.
SPR 1.5. Yeah, it's not. No, SPR is 1 for us. The SPR is 1. Little less.
It's 1.
I mean, yeah, it's 1. Like we have 23-7 and there's 24-4 in the pot. So the SPR's one. I do agree with you, Bennett. I do agree when we make a small bet, there is some thin value to be had, but would we be bluffing very small with our missed flush draw, or would we be jamming our missed flush draw? We wouldn't be betting ace queen or something. We wouldn't get here with too many queen X, maybe a suited one.
Ace queen of diamonds, ace jack of diamonds.
Yeah, but would we be betting small for
Ace
value
10
with? I don't know.
Oh, that doesn't matter. Ace only what queen X? Ace queen of
All right.
diamonds, queen jack of diamonds.
I've talked myself into a jam.
I didn't even have to talk about it. It just was natural.
I'm just talking myself into a jam here. Fuck, man. Yeah, I'm jamming in game. I know these quizzes sometimes make me overthink spots because I'm trying to get in these heads, but I'm just jamming here when he checks.
Me too, but I so hope I get this perfect score.
I know. All right, you ready? We're jamming, boys.
All right, for Bob Marley, let's do it.
Let's learn.
This is an interesting spot because you have to think the opponent would at least consider betting the river with ace, king, king, queen, and king, jack, right?
13K.
Now, some players will check those, and I don't think it would be a bad check with ace, king, king, queen, or king, jack, because if you bet, perhaps all in, or even a small bet, I'm just going to fold out my busted draws, and certainly I do have some busted draws here when the opponent bets reasonable on the flop and turn, like when they use a reasonable sizing. So, in this scenario, I think we have to be careful, right? If we think the opponent's going to be betting every single time with a king, well, then clearly we just have an easy value bet, right? Even if the opponent's not going, even if the opponent will check some kings, I think we still probably want a value bet because the opponent could easily call with a hand like ace queen that was bluffing, queen jack that was bluffing, queen 10 that was bluffing, aces, maybe pocket jacks, stuff like that. So I think we need to go for a bet. The question is, how much will those hands call? And I think given the obvious draw missed, I think we can go for about a 13,000 chip bet. We do have a lot of, or at least a reasonable amount of flush draws here. And, we probably don't have a whole lot of ace-king in our range. So for that reason, or pocket queens, right? So for that reason, our opponent may think we have like exactly king-queen, king-jack suited, and king-10 suited, which is not very many combinations of a king, which should lead them to hero call some portion of the time. So I think 13,000 is nice. And that is what we do. We could also go all in. I think going all in is fine. In tournaments in general, I try to not make all in river bets whenever we are still pretty deep stacked. Like right here, if I bet 13,000 and lose, I still have 25 big blinds left, which is plenty. So you'll find that, well, in general, chips won, the chips you win are worth less than the chips you lose when you happen to lose in these spots. And, yes, I think I have the best hand almost every time, but there is a chance that we lose. And also, if I go all in, the opponent may start hero folding, pocket jacks or queen jack of diamonds or something like that. So I like a smaller bet. You may say, why not even smaller, like 6,500? You could. But given I think my range is not all that value heavy in general, just because, like I said, we don't have a whole lot of kings here, I think a bigger size probably makes a little bit more sense. If we had a lot more kings in our range, then sure, you can go for a smaller size, because then our range is very, very nut heavy. Whenever your range is all nuts, you want to bet small because, well, in general, you want to bet small because anything the opponent calls, they're just giving you that money. But here we have some bluffs, and as you have more bluffs in your range, you typically want to be using a larger sizing. We do bet and get called by ace-king. Good check by the opponent, we lose. And in this scenario, some people say, oh, should we have just checked here? And, I still don't think so. If you tell me the guy has ace-king, the guy also has aces and jacks and maybe some worse made hands, right? So the opponent has all these worse made hands that can't easily call, especially whenever the obvious draw comes in. You need to be value betting your best hands and realize that your value bet does not have to get called by the best hand or by the worst hand. What am I trying to say? When you value bet and get called, it's okay to lose sometimes. And here we are. We lose sometimes.
Fucking God, dude.
Sick river check by the villain.
All right, I'm back. I'm sorry.
Sick river check by the villain to get the missed draws.
Well played by the big blind. This is this kind of shit you're going to run to playing 10Ks. Very fucking well played by this ace king.
Sick.
And well played by Jonathan to not rip it in. I'm out 10K real quick. because I would have jammed in this spot, but
Yeah.
and it's interesting. You know what's funny? Not one person in my chat said 13K.
Me either.
Anybody in your nobody
Nope.
said 13K.
Nope.
It felt like either a small bet
Yep.
or we're gonna really polarize our range, and not one response was 13K.
Nope.
And I really like the way he summed it up.
And he said we might start to get hero folds by Queen Jack and Para Jacks. He actually named the
Did you
exact
know
hands
mine?
we named
Let me see.
we might get calls from, but I think that's the difference between where we play now and a 10K.
Yeah, that was very fucking.
Because they're
Oh
hero
yeah,
folding that
Neil
in the
Mine,
10K.
you
They're
did.
never folding that in the $11.7.5.
I'm sorry, I got to give Amanda credit. He did say one person in my chat said 13K. Then he waddled and went to 6,500, but he did say 13 first. So that was tough, man. And we almost did it, man. We missed it again. That's sad. So you want to do another one? I got time for probably like one more or so, maybe two.
JP
Damn, I'm having
said
fun
he's
today.
befuddled with jail. He used to watch us hyper aggro and jamming these spots. I think it's about
Good job,
one, he's
guys.
evolving, and two, it's about what's right and what's GTO really. Yeah. All right, what were you saying? What's next?
Yeah, let's see what else we got. That was very interesting.
Damn, we fucking perfect.
got
Swish, airball. It wasn't even like a fucking off the backboard. It was just straight airball.
Just fucking airball and layups as well. That was ouch. All right, you're gonna do some. Oh, we got to go to Assassinato. The $10 MTT. Which one? Assassinato.
Great, huh?
A lot of us play tens. I mean, there's a lot of players in here playing medium and low stakes. So we've been studying 10Ks all day. Let's go back to our comfort zone and some $10 MTTs, right?
Cool. Want to do 612? Because that looks like it's heads up. These are all heads up. Maybe we shouldn't go heads up.
Yeah, I don't want to do the heads up shit. That's fine.
What about 596?
Yeah, I was just looking at that. $10 buy-in final table with our man Alex Fitzgerald, the God. So yeah, let's do 596.
By the way, guys, we are using
Pokercoaching.com
well. Content right now. Both myself and Crazysixes, who you hear on my stream, and me, GodsBigToe, who you hear on Crazysixes stream, create content for Pokercoaching.com. You can sign up using !PC in my chat or Sixes chat. Sign up. You can get the free stuff, 20 quizzes, bunch of homeworks. It's ever evolving.
Here's ours.
You can get the premiums, over 600 quizzes, homeworks, webinars, the works, !PC and Bo chats. Check that shit out. Let's click the video.
All right, so 596 it is?
Yep.
If it's a heads up one, we may back out.
It's
If it's heads up. Oh, it's three-handed? Fine. Let's fuck it. Let's do it.
All right, guys, you're at the final table of a
Super low.
$10 buy-in on a large international site. You started with about 2,000 players. At this final table, you have Queen of Diamonds, 10 of Clubs. You're in the big blind. The small blind here raises. This guy is clearly a reg, aspiring to be a reg, but he's a little tight. You push back, and he doesn't seem to have much of a defense. But he is tricky. He has some game. You have 8.3 million at 100K, 200K with a 22.5K ante. Here, do you want to fold, call, raise to 1 million, or raise to 1.25 million?
Aspiring reg coming up. Opens here. What are we gonna do? Let me turn on the
All right.
Ooh-wee. Was that volume low or what?
This shit seems super low.
It was super low for me.
It was super low, but I've got my settings all maxed out.
Me
But
too.
it was still pretty low. Could you guys hear that okay? Sorry if you
So
couldn't.
basically, it's an aspiring reg. It's the final table with $10 buy-in, mostly Poker Stars or party poker sites. There was over 2,000 players in this, and that's what we're dealing with. Guy opens. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, he said this guy's a little passive as well. Han Slow Row, what up? So we got a couple people right out the gate saying they'd raise to 1.25 mil
What are you doing?
in position here. Personally, I wouldn't mind a flat. To be
That's
honest
funny
with
because I
you,
think
just
I'm
playing.
raising 1.25 mil.
Yeah, I mean, I would be just completely split in this spot between raising and calling. I don't think it's a full frequency either way for me. Sometimes I would probably lean towards calling, but probably like 60-40 raise.
Yeah, I split my frequency by raising this and flattening the suited ones, basically.
Yeah. So you're full frequency raising this offsuit versus a small blind open. He said the guy had been a little bit passive, kind of why I'd be a little bit probably cautious about always three betting when the hand plays so well in position. And I think his opening range is going to be a little bit tighter than, norm.
Mhm.
So that's why I'd probably lean towards flatting. Michael says, I have no idea what to do here. It's Assassinato. He's flat. He's not flatting. Yeah, he's absolutely a maniac. He's a beast, dude.
Yeah, Martin says 1 milli. Cyrus says he's raising, but didn't say how much. Matt asking me a lot of questions. $1
do feel like-
million. Yeah, the problem is the $1 million is a clickback. Like, yeah, no clickback.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like he would like to have the initiative in this spot. But, I think he might want to club. Flat seems fine. Yeah, it feels like flat is just fine, right? You're not going to be making a mistake by flatting,
I
for
think I'm
damn
gonna be
sure.
close.
Yeah. What's up, Nepotism? Good morning, man. Good to see you. 1.25. Everybody's so aggro. Damn, everybody in this chat is raising but me.
Well, don't
All
worry.
you
Ginger's
guys
just
are-
calling.
Me and Ginger. Much love, Ginger. I'm with you. Freaking button clickers, dude. Everybody's so aggro nowadays.
Game's
I'm
easier.
flat.
3-bet first, ask questions later. They're easier to answer that way.
I feel you, Robin.
Matt's picking both sides. He says 1.25, I'd say, unless keeping SPR lower or even calling, I guess. You got to pick a road, Matt. We talked about this.
Oh, God. Is Matt doing his thing again?
You got to pick a side.
Fucking Matt, dude. All right, we are going to. I'm such a nit. No, you don't fold. Stop lying. You're not folding. Here. I don't believe it. If you're folding this shit, you are not in this spot because you've been ran over all tournament. You're folding it.
You never got here.
You never got here if you're folding Queen 10 in this spot. Stop it. Yeah, I'm just gonna call. You're gonna let's mix it up.
You're calling?
You go. I'm calling. You're gonna raise to 1.25 mil, right?
We're splitting already. Let's go.
Let's try, baby.
Normally, I would say go ahead and 3-bet here. I actually think 3-bet is usually a great play just for value because the average guy here will now raise Queen 8 of hearts and just call you out of position or 10-8 or 10-9. But we don't know this guy's going to do that. So we turn a pretty good hand into a bluff. We could 3-bet here. I still think he probably would call with a lot of those hands. So I think if you said 3-bet, that's a pretty good move. But if you said call, I think this is a situation you could. And maybe you could save the 3-bet for maybe a crappier hand if you want. A call is totally fine. So we call, and he comes out with 75% pot. Here, do you want to fold, call, raise to 1.8 million, or raise to 2.8 million?
All right. So this is never. Oh well, let's see what
This is
everyone
sticky
says
as hell.
first.
Like,
Yeah,
I feel like I would be doing things differently with and without the Queen of Diamonds.
Interesting. Why would you turn this? So part of you wants to raise here, huh? Just think about our options and the size of the pot.
To be honest,
Like,
part of me wants to fold here, but the Queen of Diamonds makes me want to call.
never in 1 million years folding a straight draw in position. We're blocking King, Queen, King 10, and I mean he might one and done. Some of his range here, he might just one and done like Ace 9. He might one and done some under pairs. We're in position with a draw to like practically the nuts heads up, and we're blocking some King Queen, King 10. I'm personally always just calling here.
The problem is 2/3 pot is never. This should not be weak. This is strong.
Yeah, it can be, and he said the guy's kind of passive, but I just think we have too much equity in position to be folding and raising to 2.8 mil, which is going to be a lot of your stack when he's represented this much strength feels like hell on earth, to be honest.
Well, it's pretty common to turn these into a bluff, but the problem is this bet size looks like we're not getting any folds with our bluff. The whole reason why we turn these types of draws into a bluff is, one, we want to build the pot when we hit them, and two, we want to get fold equity when we don't. And I don't think we have any fold equity here. So that's leading me to our call.
Right. McNally, good morning, my man. My man says can never fold, especially in position, and can never fold. I 100% agree with you, my dude. I'm raising because I hate second place. But when we raise and put in three, like we're practically, this option is raising to 3 million. So we're going to put in, almost half our fucking stack. And then what? When he comes over to fold or call it off with Queen 10, sounds like hell to me. Making it 1 million more seems kind of marginal.
So the problem is that Marlon's saying he's talking to you, Sixes. He says, you say we have too much equity. What equity do we have here? We have all the equity with the straight draw, and you can tell this is Poker Tracker for you go Poker Tracker noobs. This 30% number right here, this is a 30%. I don't know if you guys can see it.
Yep, right here.
This 30% right here. That's how much equity we need to make this call. And if we run it, which I guess we can real quick, huh?
Yeah, you want to run it?
I'm bringing up Equilabs right now. We have Queen of Diamonds, 10 of Clubs. The flop is King 4.
So yeah, we need 30%. We have a straight draw,
And we want to give this guy a range.
Oh, I can't do that right now.
Give me a sec.
No, take your time. He's gonna tell us my Flopzilla is not working. I think it's just simple, straightforward, bang bang call.
I mean, all these, but these are like suited in diamonds, right?
Well, the thing is, Michael says, I'm raising because I hate second place, and then I'm shoving the turn. Well, you might not even get a chance to shove the turn, buddy, because you put in 1.8 million or 2 million, and he comes over the top, then you've just set that on fire. You're going to really call it off with the straight draw? And there's just a high likelihood in some situations enough when he goes here, we make it 1.8 or 2.8 million. He just rips on you, and then you're like, fuck my life, right? I don't even now have to call it off with a draw. And look at the chip stack disparity here. We almost have like almost a 2-to-1 on, second or villain number 2 here. So I think that's very important as well.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, we flush all of our equity down a toilet by raising, because if he comes over the top, you hate your life. You really do. And then we're 300 with the ICM. Fuck that.
I gave him a massive range here. I know you guys can't see, or the guys in Sixes can't see. But for me, you guys can see this here. I gave him every suited ace in diamonds, King 6 to King Queen suited in diamonds, King Jack to King 7 suited in diamonds, Jack 10 to Jack 7 suited in diamonds, 9 10, 10 8, 10 7 in diamonds, 8 9 in diamonds, 8 7 in diamonds, set of 4s, set of jacks, aces, kings, ace, king, ace, queen, ace, jack, king, queen. Gave him a pretty wide range here, right? And all the flush draws, right? And sets, and tops, and overpairs. And if we run that against Queen 10, we are 33%.
Yeah, we have this enough, and that's a massive range. And this guy's just kind of passive, but yeah. So I think we just call here, guys. You ready? My personal, yeah. We're gonna call and see what happens.
Would be a situation where you can just call if you raise. The thing when he does that kind of a big bet is he's got a whole lot of something or he's got a whole lot of nothing. They used to call this a polarized bet back when I started playing. So there's raising either amps up the pot for a really big hand, or you just catch the guy with nothing. If he's got nothing, it's likely you'll find out at some point. So you can, I think, raising, since it's likely he could have a bunch of really big hands, I don't like that. It does have some merit. I think you have a little too much equity and too many chips to fold. I think the best play is to call here. So we call, and the turn comes the 3 of diamonds, and he checks now. Now here, do you want to check? Do you want to bet 832,000? Do you want to bet 1.1 million? Or do you want to bet 1.5 million?
Interesting side note, I was wondering if we didn't have the Queen of Diamonds,
we're still getting exactly 31%.
Oh, boys, what do you think?
Whoa. Interesting. I was just saying, I actually was curious to run this in Equilabs without the Queen of Diamonds, and we were still getting 31% for the 30, so it's still a call, even without.
It's still a call even without the diamond. Yeah, it feels like it's still going to be called. And that's a big size. And just imagine if he had made a medium, half pot, or smaller bet. So it's just going to be a call all day.
And that one we may, depending on stack size, be able to raise because a smaller bet, we still have room. He didn't give us any room. I'm probably still calling, but we could potentially raise there.
All right.
Checks in the chat. Checks.
We got some interesting stuff. I'm going to read a couple. The Queen of Diamond is a great card to have in a current day. Pio would recommend a 2/3 size pot bet on this flop. So his sizing isn't too far from which we needs. Means, like your buddy says, his range is massive. Yep. And people like to shut down on turn so often. Completely agree, Steve. Plus implied odds. So right now, I'm getting a lot of different answers. I got 1.5, 1.1, like sizing up. Somebody says check, in my opinion.
I got a bunch of checks. 1.1, not folding, but betting and then having to fold is a tragedy. I always like to do Justin's voice because he's got that deep ass voice.
It is. And I think we ran spots like this in Pio. And I don't know if I don't want to misapply these concepts. So this is very interesting.
I don't. Mine says check.
It feels like we. Oh man, we have a lot of equity, and if he check raises here, it's pretty disgusting. It would be nice to make some ace highs fold, but if he checks twice, we can certainly bet damn near any river, and we have a lot of equity. So Interesting.
I do not want to get raised here.
Yeah, and what are we going to accomplish by going 800K? Are we simply trying to fold out? And
interesting too, ICM plays a role here too. Like, it's a tragedy if we bust before the 4.5 million.
It really is. It really, really is. I don't think Queen High is good, but we have a shitload of equity. I'm kind of leaning towards
that are going to check.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to just check call some kings. This is very interesting, dude. We might want to check and then try to realize our equity and then turn our hand into bluffs on river because he's going to be even more ace high heavy and then some underpairs to the jack he may just be willing to give up with. So, but it seems like a lot of people in my chat like betting here.
That's what it is. Most of my chat like checking.
A lot of my chats, I told you we're just some aggro degens around these parts. So we got 1.1 million, a third pot, 1.5, sizing up. Robin likes checking back here. Bennett likes check back. 1.5, not trying to get into a bloated pot with other chip leader at the time, with the tight player. So maybe check some flushes, any KX and 2 pair. Woo! We got to do it. This is a very controversial spot. I'm leaning toward the check.
18% here, Marlon. Marlon says we're about 18% here. We're 18% here. If the flush is good and the straight is good, we're more than 18%, right? Because I think there's like, 11-ish diamond outs, 12 diamond outs, and 4 aces and 4 nines, right? So that's 19 outs twice.
Oh my God, what the fuck do we do? I don't know the answer here. I feel like checking, but we have a lot of equity and we would just really suck. And I think we've looked at these spots in our Pio when we study, and it just sometimes, I just don't know if I'm misapplying, but it would really suck to get check raised off this equity. You know, that's the main thing. And then we can still turn our hand into bluffs in the river and get to realize our equity, which is most likely going to be the best hand if we hit a diamond, a 9, an ace, you know, and even a queen's probably going to be good some percentage of the time as well. So I think we're going to check.
Definitely.
Yeah, I agree, Michael. It's a tough spot. We can always bluff on river if he checks again. Exactly, Robin. That's kind of where I'm at as well, my dude. All right, I'm checking. We're all going to learn here because I don't know what Assassin Auto. I don't know what Alex is going to do here. I really don't.
Marlon, I mean, then you got to say, okay, so the diamond's not good, and we're only drawing to the aces and the nines, which is then we're 8 outs. Then we're like,
oh shit,
what you're saying? We're only drawing to the straight. If we have the flush draw too, we're way over.
All right, let's do it.
Check, rather.
All right, we're checking, guys. Let's see if we're right or not.
The first time I saw this hand, I really wanted the hero here to bet. I think a lot of times villain 4 here has let you know, okay, I missed. You didn't fall for my C bet. But he has been cagey before. He is, as I said in the introduction, he is developing. He's got some moves. So if you said check, I think this is one time you have so much equity, and there's a good chance you're running into a check raise because normally this guy's a little tighter. I think it's okay. If you said bet 1.5 million, I like that bet a little bit because I think you fold out, say, 5s, 6s, 7s, 8s, things like that, ace 4. 1.1 million is the one bet that makes the least sense to me because I don't think you really fold out pairs. It's not enough firepower to fold out pairs, and just 832,000 I think would fold out all the high cards, just random ace highs that missed. But this is one time you can check. So we check, and the river comes the 6 of spades. We do miss, and he checks to us. Now here, do we want to check? Do we want to bet 832,000? Do we want to bet 1.5 million? Or do we want
What do you guys think? This gets weird. I'm normally betting.
Was. Well, we're doing it again, Toe.
Yeah, I was saying I'm normally betting here.
Oh, I mean, I'm 100% bluffing something. When he checks twice, we do have some hands, some strong hands we would check back on the turn as well. We would be checking back some King X. We could even check back a flush for fuck's sakes. Jack X, I'm probably going to make it look like a value bet. I don't think 832 does anything. I'm 1.5 or 2. I'm kind of leaning more towards, what does 2 do to us? 2 puts us at 5. We have 600K here over this dude.
Big blind's 200.
2. Yeah, it just feels like I want a 2 million, 1.5, 1.1. Woo! Nepotism says 2 million. Sykes, I check back. Not I, said the cat. Michael says 800K.
Not I, said the cat.
Not I, said the cat. Nah, Jay.
We got a 1.5 in the chat from Ginger. Matt says 2 million. Cyrus says 1.5. I feel like you are 1.5 here more often than not, and I am 2 million here more often than not.
Well, I mean, I think in this spot I'd probably have to be 2 mil, bro.
Here we go.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like 2 mil is the spot. What's up, Robin? Yeah, man, I feel you, bro. Good morning, Richard.
I still know Sasino ever does
man.
this. He always goes weird sizes here. But I am definitely going to go 2 mil.
1.5, we get too many low K. I mean, he's never folding I don't think he's going to be folding a king regardless. Pretty much what we bet. I think if the bet is designed to just make under pair fold, maybe occasionally. Yeah, so do we need to... So is the difference between going 2 mil and 1.5 mil that much different if we're targeting that range?
2 mil gets a jack to fold.
You don't think 1.5 does?
Half pot? Nah.
Maybe he's never fold. I mean, you could even make an argument he's just not going to fold a jack for 500K more. What I'm trying to say is, like, the majority of the range we're trying to target when we put these kind of hands at Flopzilla, it's going to just show ace high, no made hands.
I told you were more 1.5 and I was more 2 million. I started this.
Yeah, you already fucked. And I said, no, I'm doing 2 million. Then I'm talking myself, because we always do this. I'm talking myself the fucking 1.5, dude. What do you guys see? Everybody's saying 2 mil. Robin says 1.5.
I got
832 feels pretty strong. Nah, man.
But you always get caught by a jack.
832.
I don't think I'd accomplish as much.
Yeah, I don't know if 832 is the bet, bro. I mean, if you show me that, you're a fucking monster.
You're literally doing that to get the air to fold, and Assassino will do that sometimes.
I know, we can't. He might do that. Alex might do that.
Just to get the junk to fold, because he thinks when we polarize our bet, we have air or nothing.
We got a perfect score. Cook it again. This is it.
Oh, do you?
I have a perfect score.
Oh, I have 8, 10, 10. So I really need you to fuck this up.
Oh boy, I'm relying on you boys. What are we gonna do here? We're giving them too good of a price for 832. Yeah, with even some, I don't know. They can just call with any pair almost with 832. I'm not betting that. So I'm 2 milli, I think, is the bet.
I'm 2 milli, but I see 2 mil and 1.5s in my chat. That's all I see.
Yeah, we called a raise pre, guys. For anybody just, you changed my mind. 1.5. I know, dude. It feels like 1.5 and 2 mil get the same thing accomplished, but maybe the extra sauce makes him fold the jack occasionally.
Bovine
That's
coming in
about
at 2
it.
million. Now we're tied in my chat.
If we get the same as GPT, we can win hit or miss. It doesn't matter. Check. Nepotism out there,
No
just
check,
trying to
no check.
no check, buddy. We got queen high. We're turning it into a bluff because he checked twice, and
Shouldn't have any
we just have strong hands in our range that might take this line. 1.5 looks a little bit more value betting. 2 mil looks a little bit more polarized. So let's do it. I don't know.
Where'd you land?
I don't know. I'm gonna like spaz out and get a perfect score real quick. It's
I got
either
2 mils and 1.2
All right,
or 1.5
I
in
am
my
going
chat.
to go.
I would go 2 mil, so I'll go 2 mil just because I'll be the tiebreaker.
I'm gonna go with. What are you gonna do, Bennett? I'm gonna go with whatever you say, bro. Who's the sub in the chat guessing? Robin. I'm gonna just go with one of my chat viewers. I'm gonna just go with what they say. 1.5 mil. I'm going with my man.
All right, here we go.
Bennett. You ready?
Yep.
This hand is interesting because most likely if this guy had a king and he was trying to get us to fire at the turn, he likely would have led this river. If he's got a jack, I think that's the one hand he could be pot controlling, right? But remember what we said is this guy is a little freaked out. And also, if he had a flush, he probably would have led. So most likely the best hand he has is a jack. So what bet would just be terrifying to a jack? Well, if you bet 2 million, it would be, right? That looks pretty dang daunting. Now this one's a little bit more spell it out, because the guy's not super advanced, right? Like he's a good $10 player, but he's not up there. Like if you're playing against me, the way you should try to pose your bluff is make it look like you really want me to call. So like that 1.5 mil might freak me out a little bit more. That to me might look a little bit more like King 10 of Hearts. But 2 mil would look a little freaky to me. I mean, or not freaky to him. It would look freaky to him, but it would look a little suspicious to me. But I think this guy, final table, $10, kind of a squeamish reg. I think he's just going to see 2 million. He's not going to like how that jack looks, and he's really not going to like anything else, right? He still might call you with a jack, but I think you're going to be okay. On the bet, if you said bet 832, that does fold out ace highs that you beat, so that does have some merit, but I do think we have to fire here, and it did work out.
That's good.
That's good, man.
Yeah, that was fine.
How many points? 1.5 can't be.
No. It was 8 points, so we got 38.
Oh, we tied.
Yeah, I don't remember what happened the rest of the results, but I'll throw $10.
I won the first one. We tied the second one. We tied the third one.
All right, you win. But I'm gonna run a giveaway for my chat because they deserve it. It was a good stream today, man. You guys were very active today, engaging a lot, and man, I really appreciate that. Thank you, Bennett, Joe Bryan, for the 1.5. We were so close. Now I'm needling you, buddy. But yeah, thank you guys. This was very good. I have to go. I got to go look at a property I'm thinking about buying, so I got to get the hell out of here.
Appreciate you, man. PC in my chat, ! PC in my chat, ! PC in Sixes chat. Sign up for Pokercoaching.com where we create content. You can take my quiz. You can take Sixes quiz. You can take these quizzes. There's 20 quizzes for free, plus homeworks, plus webinars, all that stuff. Get out there, click the link, get her done. Thank you. We'll be back next Saturday, noon Eastern. Yeah?
Yes.
Yes.
And I will say, well, I got to remind everyone because people come in at different times. I think it's great, Remember, use that link. You can sign up for free. It doesn't like we're not getting anything out of it. I think you guys will get a lot of value. You get 20 quizzes for free. You get access to the site to check these things out. And, every Saturday while we're here, you can just create a free account, follow along, click buttons at home with us, see how you score as well. So I think there's a lot of value. There's homework assignments. There's a lot of cool stuff on the site. And it's it's a good time, guys. But yeah, thank you again. Make sure to go give my man Toe a follow, man. He's fantastic, and we will be back every single Saturday doing this.
Yeah. By the way, that's a good point. Give Sixes a follow as well. And I record these, so if you missed the beginning and you're interested in what went on, I put them on the YouTube channel. Stay tuned for the link to check that out as well. And there you go. Another one in the books, my man.
Another one in the books. I really have to go. I'm already be late. But yeah, who should we drop the host off to while we're here? Let's see who's on the streets real quick so we can kind of do this in unison.
Take care of that because you got to go.
Fuck, man. I really have to go. I got to be there. Guys, I owe you. I'll do a $20 giveaway next week or something like that. Or maybe we got to work on giving away a free membership at some point to this, to be honest.
I'm sure we can make that happen.
Yeah, I think next week, guys, even if I have to put up a little money or something like that, or me and Toe, or I'm sure Poker Coaching will throw up some, but we're going to be doing a giveaway next week for a membership. I think it's time, man. You guys have been great, interactive and everything like that. So we want to reward you guys with something like that. But yeah, let's go ahead and give this host away. You got anybody in mind, buddy?
The ones I see is like Jaff. I don't know. Whoever.
All right, cool.
There's not many people streaming right now.
Yeah, no, there's no Americans. Jaff is streaming.
He's the stormer. I'm afraid. Yeah. Call it.
All right. Yeah, let's do it. Let's just drop it off to Jaff.
Done.
All right, guys, go give Jaff Zilla some love. He's a nice guy.
Before you do that, come for the giveaway. I got a giveaway running in my chat for all you.
Go to GodsBigToe's chat.
You know what?
For anybody in the
Sixes, host me and I'll host Jaff.
Sweet, I'll do that. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I'm a host, Toe, getting that giveaway, and then you guys have a good one. Thank you again, man. Thank you again, guys. Take care.
Cool. Let's wait for that host to come in and give them a second, guys, and then we'll run this giveaway. Throw it over to my man, Jaff Zilla.
Yeah, I'm doing it now. And boom.
Peace.
Done. Peace.
All right, we'll hang up on him. Here comes the host. All right, guys, here we go. I'm going to start this giveaway now. The tickets cost nothing. So ! tickets, space 100 in the chat. Ready, go. We'll let this run for a few minutes. You know what? While we're letting this run, shit, let's do another quiz. We'll let it run for another minute. We'll do another quiz while we're waiting. Drenning, thank you for the follow. We got some other follows. Let me catch up on that. Drenning, Robin Deeger, thank you for the follow. Michael Mack, thank you for the follow. Full Nuts, I think I got you. Welcome to the follow. Thank you for the follow. Mark, pretty sure I got you too. Thank you for the follow. Here come all the hundreds. Everyone follows. All right, let's do a quiz while we wait. I want to do one of these two because they freak me out when there's gaps. I'm OCD. What we got? We got Matt Affleck. Let's do Matt Affleck because we haven't done him yet. How's that sound? We'll take this quiz as we wait for people to get in on the giveaway. Appreciate you, folks. Thanks for coming by. Bennett, welcome. Here coming the follows. Thank you.
We don't die, we multiply.
Welcome, Drenning. I am an OG streamer. Welcome. Here come all the follows. We're going to let these follows come in before I run this quiz because we're going to hear all the videos. Cal, thank you for those follows, guys. Welcome. Everybody getting on tickets. All right, let's run this quiz and see what happens.
All right, today we have a hand from a $300 live tournament here in Vegas. We have Ace-Jack offsuit in the small blind. It's early stages, 100, 200 blinds. We're playing with 20,000 in chips. The low jack min raises to 400. Hijack calls 400. Button calls 400. In the small blind, should we fold, call, re-raise to 1600, re-raise to 2,200.
All right. Yeah, I do play this. I play the teaser and the warm up. The warm up on ACR. I play that every week. Yeah, the teaser on Global. Yeah. Absolutely. Good to see you, man. Welcome. Marlon coming out with 2.2. What's going on here? We see small blind and raise and a bunch of callers. Do we want to squeeze? What do we want to do? 2.2 on slow roll. Limpers. Agreed. What do you guys think? 1.6 is full nuts. Wouldn't mind 3K here, really. Marlon just going off the charts. Eek says 2.2. Yeah, I'm kind of in the 2.2 range myself. 1.6 is a little just too small to go 4x with a raise and 3 callers. The general idea is you want to do whatever your normal raise would be. So that for me would be about 12 plus 400 for every caller, which is pretty damn close to 22, a little more. So yeah, and we're out of position, which would make you want to go bigger. So I'm down with the 2.2 as well. Let's see what happens. Bink.
I think squeezing here is a far superior play to calling, and I actually think folding is an option as well. Folding is very viable because our hand plays really bad multi-way, and we're in the small blind. We're going to have bad position, and we're deep stacked, and our cards aren't suited or connected, so we aren't going to make very strong hands. That's all against us. Calling, we're getting a good price, so calling makes some sense, but I think squeezing is the best play. We can take down the pot pre-flop. There's a lot of chips out there. We have good blockers to squeeze with. We also, most importantly, we reduce the stack to pot ratio when we squeeze, and ace-jack offsuit plays much better at a lower SPR than a high SPR. So I think re-raising is the best option, and I think 2,200 with 3 callers, just over 5x here, I think is the right price. We're risking 2,100 to win 1,700 then, so we're giving ourselves a pretty good price, and I think people will overfold to it. We do squeeze to 2,200, and only the button calls. Flop comes Jack 6-3 Rainbow. Should we check? Bet 2,000, bet 3,000, or bet 4,500?
Cool. Here we go. We get the caller. Pot is 5,600. Got the option to check, be sneaky, bet 2K, bet 3K, bet 4,500. Cyrus says 3K. 2K from Drenning. 2K from Eat the Cat. 3K from Taters. Bring him in. Folding nuts bets 3K. Modern bet 3K. So the question is if we're betting 3K, we're betting for value, and we're betting big because I assume the board is wet. For me, it's definitely going to be 2K. And that's because, this is a dry-ass board. Yeah, hit it right on the head. It's a dry-ass board. If this was Queen Jack X, sure, bet bigger. Jack 10X, 2 spades, 2 diamonds, something like that, sure, bet bigger. 2K seems definitely good for me. 1, 2, 3, 4 2Ks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 3Ks. 3K position, but again, we want to get called by worse. If he's got a king or a queen, he's got 6 outs times 4. It's 24% chance to hit that. We want to get called by something, by a king queen hand or an ace king hand or something like that, right? Yeah, and we want to get called by pocket 10s, pocket 9s, pocket 8s, pocket 7s, things like that. 3K starts to price those out. Let's see what 2K does.
So we've accomplished what we want. The SPR is low, and we're in a pot with the villain has 12,800, so a little over a 2 SPR. Jack 6-3 Rainbow is a board we're just going to want to bet our entire range with, so we're going to bet small. 2,000 I think is clearly the best option, about 1/3. We don't need to bet any larger than that to get the money in. I give checking and score 2, betting 2,000 and score 10. I mean, you could bet 3,000 to set up a turn shove. If you want to turn this into a 2-street hand, I think betting 3,000 is also a viable option. But you're just giving yourself a worse price, and we want to bet all our ace kings, king queens, ace 5 suited, ace deuce suited, etc. And betting 4,500, I think for the same reason, is just too large. We do bet 2,000. The button calls. Turn is the queen of spades.
Mm.
Should we check? Bet 3,500 or go all in?
Interesting. Bill, it makes you think of comics. Yeah, I like that too, actually. It's funny. Check, bet 3,500 or go all in. What y'all think? 3,500 for Mr. Slow Roll. 35K for draining. 3.5K, not 35K. All in, Sadiq the Cat. That is 1.5 times pop. 3.5, 3.5, 3.5, 3.5, 3.5. I am conflicted. Here's my problem. Bet 3.5K to get called by what that's worse. Because we're betting for value, right? We're not turning this into a bluff, which is leading me to a check. And then obviously calling a bet. Oh, no. Look, 9,600 out there, 10K in his pot. I'm 100% checking, hoping he jams. Excuse me, and then snap calling. That is my move for sure. All in just prices everything out. We don't get called by anything worse. We don't get, everything worse just folds. Check looks scared of the queen. All in gets called by it. I think I agree on. Jam says Marlin. Check call. We know we have marginal made hand, but aren't looking to get all in. That's what we approve. And the river says Bennett. Agreed. Everyone says 3.5. I say check. Let's go 3.5 because that's what the audience wants. It's going to be check. Let's see. Bink. Check.
I think we have a really good hand to check here. The SPR is just slightly over 1 with the villain having 10.8 back and 9.6 in the pot. So I give checking a score of 10. I think we're just way ahead or way behind. And in those spots, you just always want to check. We want to give villain a chance to just blast off with whatever nonsense he has. Maybe he has 7-6. And if we bet, he might not feel very comfortable. But when we check, he could just put us on ace-king and go all in. I mean, I'm not saying it's good, but I see that all the time. So I think checking and just letting the villain make a big mistake is important here. Betting 3,500, I would use that size a lot. I think you should bet small, like 3,500 here, and go all in. And you want to bet 3,500 very polar. So you're going to have some bluffs, like ace-10 and ace-5 suited, ace-4 suited. You can bluff like those types of ones. And then you could bet your really strong hand like pocket sixes and pocket. No, we don't really have that. Like pocket jacks, maybe pocket queens. You bet that smaller size with. And then going all in, you could just do that with all your draws, all of your middling type hands. And that makes a little bit of sense with ace jack. We can get called by jack 10, worse jacks. But I just think he folds too much, and this hand just fits perfectly into a checking bucket. We check. Villain checks back. River is the 8 of clubs. Should we check, bet 5,000, or go all in?
What do you guys think? Now that we're on the river, he checked the queen. Probably a good thing, right? Checking back, 5,000. We're going all in. Check Sadiq the Cat. 5K for value, question mark, says Cyrus. Check call. I'm a little torn on this one. I feel like if we check, they check the river a lot. That's my problem with checking. I would likely bet 5,000. All you can lead getting called by ace high, he says. Oh, Marlon. Check, says Ginger. Everyone says check. I think 5K for value, Cyrus. I mean, that's what I would do. I think he doesn't have a lot of queens. I think queens bet a lot. Asinine betting 5K. And he's got worse jacks. And then he's got things like 9s and 10s and 7s that might call a small bet when it goes check, bet, check. Because we shouldn't have a ton of queen X in our hand either. I guess we have some, but not a ton. 1, 2, 3, 4 checks and 2 5Ks. I'm a 5K. That means 3 5Ks and 4 checks. I would bet 5K. Let's see what happens when we check. Ooh, go all in.
I don't think there's any reason to believe we don't have the best hand here, so I think value betting is in order. Yeah, I don't think our villain ever really has 9-10. I feel like he shoves whenever he has 9-10 suited on the turn. So sizing, betting 5,000, or going all in, and I think our hand is strong enough to just go all in with. I think that's the sizing I choose with most of my bluffs. But you can use your own judgment. Some players always fold at all in. So when their stacks at risk, they just overfold. And some players will call a lot more versus the 5,000. So use your judgment there. If you think you're going to get called twice as much when you bet 5,000, then you should bet 5,000. If you think you're going to get called, less than half as much when you go all in, or more than half of the time, then you should go all in, because we're betting around 10,000 versus 5,000, so we need to get called half as much when we get all in. So I think our hand's just strong enough, and we should just shove to get called by worse jacks, pocket sevens. I wouldn't be surprised if you looked this up with a hand like 7-6 even here. People just don't fold very often. So, shove and get the value. We bet 5,000. I think I should shove, but the villain folds either way, and we win the pot.
Yeah, so there you go, guys. Definitely got a bet for value. The Ginger says so much to learn. The thing here is, like, check on the flop. Cool, we get a little information. Check on the turn means they don't have a queen. So we got to bet. We should have the best hand. They're going to have a lot of worse jacks and whatnot. So, yeah. Absolutely. All right, guys. Good stuff today. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for the follows. If you're not hit the follow button yet, please do. A little heart-shaped icon right about there on your screen. Do this every Saturday with my partner, Crazysixes. We do giveaways. We get better. Check it out. Also, exclamation point YouTube if you missed this and want to see. I'm going to put that in the chat right now. And you want to see the replay, it'll be up there in about an hour or so. So check it out. Thank you for hanging out, Marlon. Thanks for being so interactive. Thanks for all the love, guys. We love doing this. The chat I have with Just GTO and Sixes is blowing up right now with how happy we are with how well this is going. Let's roll the giveaway. John Winner. Bink on slow roll with the $10 giveaway, my man. I can send it to you a couple ways, Hans. If you play on ACR, that's the easiest way to send it to you. So send me your ACR screen name. I'll send you $10. If not, hit me up in a whisper, buddy, and we'll figure out how to get you that $10. Thank you for hanging out, guys. I'm going to throw the host over to my main man, Jeff Zilla. He is streaming the home game right now, so make sure to give him some love. Let's mute this and not hear the commercial. And I'll see you tomorrow. Come back tomorrow, too, with the big Sunday grind, so stay tuned for that. I'll see you in the warm-up, the teaser, the scrimmage. Wherever you see me, you will see me. And that's it, guys. Throwing the host over to Jeff right now. Also, exclamation point PC. Thank you for that, too. Get your free quizzes. Get your free homeworks. Sign up. There's the link. Someone just hit the follow. Sickest. Thank you for that follow. Throwing the host over to Jeff. See you.